What are Nema motor sizes? So Nema stands for the National Electrical Manufacturers Association, and it was founded in 1926. It's an industry body that advocates for the wider electrical industry, but it also works to develop standards for key components, one of which is motors. So Nema frame sizes are the most commonly used with stepper motors, but they are also used with brushless DC and some brushed DC motors. Typically, the standard sort of range that you would see would go from Nema 6 up to Nema 52, but there are smaller and larger options available. Most common that you tend to see is sort of Nema 17s, Nema 23, 34, 42. Those are used quite a lot. So what do the numbers mean? Well, the number after Nema it relates to the X and Y of a motor. So in this example here, you can see it's not giving you the length, the stack length, but it's giving you the overall frame size, or the X and Y axis if you're looking at the motor from the front. It's important to remember that it's done. I mean, it's imperial. So, for example, a Nema 17, that is referring to 1.7 inches. So if you want to put that in metric, that's 42 mil. Nema 23, 2.3 inches, etc., etc. There is if you go to zicodrive.com, we do have an article about this where we've got a table which will show you, but I mean it's fairly easy to work out once you know what you're doing. Do they have to be square? Generally speaking, they are square. I mean, you wouldn't get any rectangular ones. However, it is also the case that you do sometimes get circular ones. Obviously, in that case, it's just referring to the diameter, but it'll still fit in the same envelope. So how much does the Nema size affect the power of the motor? Well, the number itself won't give you anything that is going to give you the sort of power that you're going to get. However, once you sort of use them a bit, you'll get to know that, for example, a Nema 23 motor, if they tend to be built, again, they can go outside of this, but the standard motors that you will get will go from sort of 50 mil stack length up to about 150 mil. And the longer it is, the more power you're going to get, the more torque you're going to get. So a typical Nema 23, you might see them down at about half a newton meter holding torque, all the way up to sort of 3 newton meters. They do go bigger than that, but there's sort of, what you tend to find is there's a sort of bracket for them, and then once you get to the top end of that bracket, you would then go up a frame size. So if you needed something with more than 3 newton meters, you're going to be better off using a Nema 34. Again, the table that I referred to on the website on zicodrive.com, that we've got a table there where it'll show you, a Nema 23, and it'll give you the range. Nema 17, it'll give you the likely range. There is, as you can imagine, there is a bit of crossover, so there'll be some applications where, for example, you could use a bigger Nema 17 or a small Nema 23. There are pros and cons to that sort of decision, but you will. We may do another video on that, but you can certainly read more about that on the website. So yeah, I mean it's a fairly straightforward one, this. Once you just know the basic numbers. If you do want any more information, have a look at zicodrive.com. There are tables there. If you have any questions or you're not sure what's right for your application, you can always get in touch with us. We'd be happy to help.